Hello. It's Friday afternoon. I haven't really done much today. I woke up late and I watched the first 4 episodes of Frieren, um, which all came out this morning. And it was really good. And I cried because I'm a sucker for it. But other than that, I've just been sitting around, so I think it's a perfect time to just play some more Wildermyth and enjoy this this beautiful Xenoblade Chronicles X Black Tar battle theme. Let me see if I can get... Just say goodbye to Black Tar for now. See if I can get this game showing up, because I had some trouble getting it visible yesterday. Anthony Quarnstrom, hello. Welcome. I'm trying to get it... Something about this game, I don't know what it is. It really does not like showing up on OBS. I'm having the exact same problem, and last time I didn't do anything to actually fix it. It just kind of fixed itself. So I'm curious what is going on. Oh, yeah, see there, it just takes like, it takes a little bit of time to show up on OBS, and I have no idea why. It's completely strange. Anyways, last time we started up the first campaign, Age of Ulstryx, and we were investigating these attacks by the Gorgons, which were mostly showing up as kind of woodland creatures that had become all infected and nasty. And then we encountered a Gorgon, like a proper Gorgon, and it afflicted one of our heroes with this stone scar on her face as it took over her mind and told us of their nasty plots. And that was 10 years ago. So 10 years have passed since then. A bunch of things happened. Everybody grew a little older. And now we are on a quest to try and find some spear that the Gorgons are searching for. We're trying to get it before they do, so that they can't use it to rally their people into presumably destroying us, or something nasty like that. Our heroes are Whaley the hunter, Marla the warrior, Wardra the warrior, and Ameria the mystic. Whaley and Marla are romantically involved and have been since the beginning. Ameria and Whaley are rivals, and I assume are still rivals even 10 years later. And Wardra was a late addition to the group, and she's the one that got mind-controlled briefly by the Gorgons and now bears this stone scar on her face. So we've just started up Chapter 2, and we need to... Ultimately, our goal is to come over here and investigate this altar. We could rush right there and start that, but it would help us in the long run to actually clear out some of the rest of this area and establish some outposts and get rid of any monsters that are lingering there. So we're going to do that before we go over and investigate this altar. We do have a time limit in this chapter. We have 350 days before, I guess, the Gorgons go and just find the spear on their own. So we have to be mindful of that, but otherwise we're gonna try and do everything before we go and do this. I'm not actually sure if this will immediately end the chapter or if it will unlock some other goal for us. I don't remember, and it's kind of more fun that I don't remember, because it's like I'm playing it for the first time again. What else? There's a recruitment opportunity over here. So in the village of Four Stairs, there is somebody who wants to join our group, and we can go recruit them, which would be nice. I think 5 people is how many you can have actively join you in combat at once, so being able to get a 5th party member would be nice. So I think we're going to go do that first. How have you been, Anthony Cornstrom? Oh, interesting. We have an opportunity popped up. These will happen sometimes, just randomly as you're traveling. So Whaley must follow a recurring dream. In my heart, I hoped only for love. Since I was little, I dreamed of weddings. But the blue flame called me, and some fragment of my twisted soul called back. Marla, you remember, those times I've woken in a burning sweat? I have nightmares that curl my soul, of a place I've never been. A torched house, the blue blaze eating bones. I feel dread. Oh yeah? Yeah, I also, so I was playing more Astria, and I got to, I got to the 4th floor, and I got to the actual last boss. Oh, you got a win against them. So I haven't gotten a win against them yet. I got to them once, and I died to their thing that just steals a heart. I died to that, so which was a little frustrating, but yeah, I got to them with Hevelius, who I have found to be like the character that I have the most luck with by far. Even though they only have 2 hearts, I find that they just are really powerful with having barrier, especially like being able to drop a ton of barrier on yourself and just essentially be invincible for a while is really useful. But yeah, I found that ever since I went up to the higher anomaly level where it gives everything more health, I've been having a harder time even getting to that point. Yeah, it seems like you really have to like not use virtues, like really manage that. And that was actually one of the problems I had with Hevelius. Is one of his virtues is mandatory. It's the first pip on his corruption meter is a deal 3 corruption, and it's mandatory. So if I get hit, I have no choice but to use that, which went really bad in that fight. But that's cool. You got a win. I'm interested to play more, and I have been playing a lot. Yeah, I think he's my favorite character. I like his. I like all of the Sentinel stuff. It's good to be able to bring your Sentinels back, which I don't think anyone else has normally. And I had an infinite combo with him. I think on that same run against one of the earlier bosses, where I had a Sentinel. I had the unknown Sentinel, the one that's like a goopy star thing, and it basically creates one of the dice that you can use. And the dice it created was one that deals some corruption and also refreshes. It refreshes your Sentinels. So like I would use the dice, and then the Sentinel would get to roll again, and it just kept doing that. And it was doing corruption, but I had so many things that triggered off of that I was still doing a net damage. And so I just, once I had that set up, I just rolled the boss with that combo for the rest of the turn. Orion's tricky. I have gotten better with him, I think, and I think he is, I think he's higher on my list of characters than he initially was when I was very confused by how to play him. Inkbound is cool. I should try Inkbound again. I played it at launch, and I really liked Monster Train a lot, so I was following Inkbound and picked it up at launch. And I like the core systems of it a bunch. I didn't like how it was kind of live servicey, but I was mostly playing alone anyway, so it didn't really affect me. But it's a neat game. I think it's got really cool systems and cool builds, and the character classes are all really neat and diverse and interesting. How have you been liking it? Let's see. I do worry about it, but what? It's not serious? When I asked you to come with me on a little trip, I didn't tell you how far we might be going. I didn't tell you our destination is a place I've dreamed of all my life, or that I worry death waits for us there. But you see, following a dream is kind of a last resort, for those who can't go back to sleep. Oh, they've been reworking it a lot. That's neat. Like I said, I played a bunch at launch, and I haven't played, I think, at all since then. But I really liked, what was the one class that puts strings on everybody? I really liked. Interesting. They've redone movement, huh? Yeah, I should give it another shot. I worry that game is not doing well for them. Because I really like that developer, and I do want them to, like, be successful. So hopefully they can kind of make something lasting out of Inkbound, because I think it had kind of a lot of people were not happy with that game at launch, I think. So we can basically choose to follow Whaley on this journey that she wants to do or not. And of course we're going to go, because, like, why would we not? Yeah, I think that was the biggest initial thing that people were upset about, was just that it had a battle pass and that it had these live service things. And it's like, it was a bit of a bummer, because it's the kind of game, like, I'm only going to play that offline, but I think they're adding or have added an offline mode, so it's kind of, it doesn't even matter anymore. So we've split our party now. So Whaley, Marla, and Amaria are now going on this journey for Whaley to follow her strange dream she's been having, while Wardra is going to recruit this person on her own. Interesting. I don't think I've gotten that far that I would even have hit that. I didn't... I got, like, wins against some of the bosses, and I think I've beaten all of the bosses at least a few times. But I don't think I've unlocked everything or gotten to the higher levels of stuff. A thick-grown woodland seems to invite them under its boughs. Wood and damp and the fall herbs that grow here all combine for a heady, fragrant zest in the air. See, I told you, this game is very autumnal, and so it feels seasonally appropriate to start playing it. Something lives here, lives alone. Standing stones are kind of unusual. Hey, who are you dingots? Setting up camp on my doorstep? Get away from my omen stones. This place yours? Ask his name. Hey, no need for the... I didn't see you had weapons. You outlaws? You don't have to kill me. We were startled, that's all. He's old. My name's Whaley. This is Marla. We're from far away. Whaley? But you're the wilderness woman from my dream. My name is Artlin Show. Artlin of Omens is how I'm known in Forstairs. And now, it seems... Please, come with me. Whaley. He may not want visitors. The woodland fellow leads them among the trees, to the door of his secluded home. Be welcome. There's bark, cheese, and brined pork. Also upon my table, please find enlightenment. Just you out here? These old beams have stood me well. I chose a lucky spot, but I had the advantage of dreaming it. See, I've had dreams since I was a small boy. Dreams, but never the amorous kind, future-telling ones. Dreams that pretend what may come. My grandmother was a seer also. Something some folks get born with, I suppose. He swigs bright blackberry wine. Thoop. I was a young man when I got run out of town. Artland of Omens, they called me. I told them the stores would burn, and so they did. It was a stray cinder. Folks blamed me. Enforced airs, huh? But I knew it would happen. I told my mother and ailing father, and left before the drunks showed up. My parents got to stay and live happily, and visited me often in the later years. Life out here has been lonely sometimes, yeah, but rewarding in many ways. Time to time, folks come, and they drink from the well of sights my dreams have filled in me. And now you've come, Whaley. I'm creaking through my final years, but you've got the gift to be the next woodland seer. The next woodland seer? Whaley. Yes, it would be the birth of a tradition, which will only strengthen the magic. In the many years I see left for you, you can help keep this world safe, though not in the way you've done. I'll teach you. We do have time for that. Interesting. So, basically the choice here is, yeah, we can ignore this and keep Whaley, or we can basically send her to become a seer of the woods, and she will thwart many future incursions. Basically, she will help keep enemies from popping up in the world, which is wild. I could... Yeah, it's a tough choice. I hate to split them up because these two are a couple, and but it is neat for her to, you know, do this. This is one of the things that the game has, is there are a few different ways that characters will end up leaving your party, aside from just dying. Like, they can just die, but they could retire, or stuff like this can happen. Man, I think it might actually be worth doing this, if only because she's already kind of hurt. She won't die immediately if she gets downed again, because we're in a new chapter. But she, I don't know, I guess we could replace her with whoever we are recruiting in this other village. I'm more inclined to just, to allow this to happen, because I like to say yes to things where possible. So, I guess we'll do it. I'm gonna do it. Marla would be able to live with me, right? Or at least visit? Of course! It's a busy life, in fact, and it can be draining, but you'll be able to make of it what you want. Whaley, I just thought about... Your dream led us here, right? Do you think? From outside, a tremendous roar erupts, shaking the stones of the house. Briorg. Stay safe. I dreamed this place would be devoured by flames. If I'm going to live here, I'll have to make sure there is a here. Get this nasty thing. Can you reach both of these? You cannot reach both of these. I didn't move up far enough. So yeah, whoever we're recruiting in the village, we will probably have to make a hunter to replace Whaley, who is now going to be living in the woods as a seer. Go up here and wall, and we'll blow up this tree. Oh, I can't reach. I can reach both of them. Maria leveled up. Let's see, we can give her Compulsion, which you interfuse with an enemy and make it move where you want. Earthscribe lets your allies wall with interfused objects, which means they get the defensive bonus for being next to them. This also gives extra armor warding and some wall stuff. Soul Splitting makes it so that when you take damage, some of that damage is passed on to the objects that you're interfused with instead of you, because all of those objects also have health. And this is an upgrade for the one we took last time that makes you that lets you blow up wood stuff better. Yeah, so Compulsion is really neat for basically dragging them into your warriors. There's another ability that if it shows up on Ameria, I will end up taking, that basically gives your Mystic a like a permanent damage AoE around themselves, and you can do some funny stuff with like pulling enemies into that. I wish I could get more details on some of this, because being able to get more like armor by interfusing with stone stuff seems really interesting, but I don't know how much it is. Let's just take Compulsion. This is just a different armor of the same tier, and it doesn't really matter for Whaley, because Whaley's going to be living in the woods, so we'll salvage it. Shields are just kind of flat damage decrease. I'm going to salvage that too. After the fighting's done, the grateful Artland throws a small feast to thank them. The woodland seer, it seems, never foresaw this possibility. This random raving monster that would have devastated all he'd built. That night. Thump. Marla? You know I will come and visit, but we'll often be apart. And the times we're together will grow sweeter. I'm not abandoning you, love. I never will. I'll look for you every day, and when you appear, I'll shower you in my eagerness, my affection. Aw. Bless this girl and her wolf wife. Last resort, you could always come back to us, right? I guess that's true. In the morning, Whaley and Artland see Marla off. Over the coming years, Whaley will study and glean from the wise hermit all she can. With what she's able to see in her dreams and the dreams of others, many coming ills will be averted. But not all. Some days later, home's not far now. Hey, Whaley. Just you stay away from those country boys. Okay, well, I mean, she leveled up, but she's also gone, so... just in case, I don't know if she can end up coming back, but just in case she does, let's give her something useful here. 2 Pierce is good. That gets us through armor. Ambush is like Overwatch, but for ranged attacks. The nice thing about this is if an enemy doesn't trigger it, it gives her a free attack at the start of next turn. The +1 range is good, and extra armor is good. I'm going to take Ambush because I like Overwatch style abilities. And yeah, she's gone. Let's group back up. So our new person, who are we going to have? Do I want to maintain Girl Squad? I feel like yes. Let's go with Rotha. The Dreamers of Fortitude has reached 4 stairs. I've been waiting my whole life for this opportunity. Well, we haven't been around that long, but if you want, I could sign your, Huh? Listen, what if I told you my mother was a renowned cowherd? Not because she was any good with cattle, but because she beat a bull god in combat and won her good fortune. And then Grandma. Legend is she threatened a flood so severely that it turned on its tail before it reached 4 stairs. Which is why the town continues to be known for its unmatched magical artifact museum. I think I've heard that story. The point is, my blood is the blood of exceptional people. You know what kind of pressure comes with that? And so I've been searching for a chance, any chance, to snag some renown of my own. Let me join you. Right then. Let's see if we can't channel that hero juice into something useful. So we're going to make her a hunter purely because we just lost our hunter. We have 300 days remaining. So we spent 50 days doing basically nothing. What are our options here? We have Quelling Moss, which gives her passive poison, so all of her melee and ranged attacks do poison 1. And then as an action, she can throw basically a poison AoE. Twice per combat as a swift action, Rotha throws a jump jaw trap that will deal 2 damage and pin the first enemy who walks near. Or once per combat, she throws a blinding flash cone. I'm going to go with the passive poison, just because I like having passives more. So now we got to get to actually doing some of this. If we find some Gorgons and kill them, it'll actually give us more time on the clock. Shearsham has a new recruit available. Ooh, I'm gonna go do this first and then check about this. Yeah, so if we take out these Gorgons, it should give us some more time, and then I'm not as worried about going to do that. It was here upon a secret lake, in a secret place, on a moonless night not fit for promise breakers, sober thieves, for dancers deciding not to be seen. It was here on such a night she'd fled. Pursued by the wrath of a goddess she'd cheated, here Baladidia Mason laid her life's treasures to rest. Cheep, cheep. Green odors rise from the lake, its black muddy shore. A solitary moonpiper whistles while the windless reeds hold silent. Where I am, I'm an unbelonger. Even here, huh, Lakebird? As Amaria is feeling good, speaking down on herself, she sees something strange. Spiderweb thin and strung from stone to star. An impossible thread of light. Should I fail to return, I tether you to these constellations. The line will fade, but in the season of Glindergast, on a night the stars are sanely scattered, then your mooring light shall beam skyward. Let a sunshine pair of eyes be your discoverer. 20 hard strokes from shore, Ameria hauls herself up. Through a hole the size of a pine nut, warmthless light streams. This was meant to be seen. That feels clear enough. So we can say that what follows is only me, fulfilling my part in someone else's intention. Even as she watches, it starts to shrink. The night sky rolls towards its horizon, and the light sinks back into the ground. Is there anyone to care? I don't know, but I can't wait forever. So I'll dig. Night winds bowl me over, if you want to say in this. Finding herself unstruck by any unhappy hand of the heavens, she begins to dig. And soon, scraping earth away with the end of her ill-used wand, don't dig with your wand. Ameria uncovers the secret of the stony lake isle. Interesting. What does she find? A book or my friend? I have no idea what either of these are. Yeah, I think finding a ghost question mark is maybe more interesting. We'll see. A rock buried in a rock. This is fine. Actually, sometimes, yeah. What's nice about rocks is you don't have to feel responsible for them. I suppose I should consider what's nested in the nested rock. Bending, she gives it a tug. It's quite loose. So she gets her hands under it, hoping to heave it out. It almost falls on her butt. Oop, it's light. Why is it light? She asks the great and solemn no one surrounding her. A familiar voice calls her then. Ameria! Ameria, the shore. Marla, that you? What do you mean that... Hold on, I'm coming back. You'll float, won't you? Let's wrap you in... Where's my oilcloth? Not loincloth. Don't wrap it in your loincloth. Where's my oilcloth? Let's wrap you in that in case you don't like water. The swim back is ungraceful, the bagged stone bobbing tied at Ameria's waist. Rotha found their position, the Gorgons, gathered silent in the grove. You wandered a long way, the wrong way. I don't wholly understand, myself. Ameria's rock is peculiar, odder than even its odd properties would seem to make it. Of water and star, of wishing salt and mended laughter, a stone-old story begins to tell itself. Interesting. So I have no idea what that is, and maybe we will not find out for a while. I assume the book is like, you get a book that is like more of an equipment piece, but again, I am inclined to go for the things that seem more weird. Got another little guy. Who do I want to get the little guy? I'm going to take Wardra to get the little guy. Because if I run her up here, she'll go into guard mode. So she should be safe. And yeah, I'll replace her axe with a fire axe. The effect of the fire weapon is that it, whenever you get a stunt, it will damage nearby enemies. But it does one less critical... Basically, you're trading critical damage for this other critical effect. Bring you up here. And... yeah, so I was able to compel that raccoon to just move into Wardra's guardian thing. Let's bring you around a flank. That's fine. This guy pops into goop, which can be a problem, but we actually didn't get any on us. Oh, that's right. I think I gave her the extra range. So even though she's using an axe, she can hit from farther away, which is neat. Got both of them with the discus. It's one of the most useful, like, basic magic abilities is being able to throw that because it can bounce between nearby enemies. I think we had a new enemy pop up over here. That's fine. Oh, can you reach? You cannot reach. Okay. That's fine. Does anybody want this shield? I don't think so. Days go by. The battle at Cookshade becomes another gristle-cracking, Gorgon-blue memory. Emeria palms over the stone she found, maybe for no other reason than that its strangeness, its textures, its contours are becoming familiar. That's how she discovers its secret. What's this I'm touching? That would be a rock, bud. Wax has been tamped into a groove in the otherwise hard, smooth surface. Sweating wax, softened by the fire's nearness. Emeria? Oh, hey. Oh, hey. I didn't catch what you... but... Screwing first a thumb down through the wax, Emeria squeezes her fingers in. Something's been preserved in the... squeagle-gweagle. And pinches loose a rolled slip of paper. Squirp. Ah. Huh. The ancient note is scrawled in runes Emeria can't read. The map links star reckonings with hill shapes. A diagram swims with stick images, swirls, and a repeated shape that must be the rock. So for 3 thick logs of a fire, Emeria will study it. Comparing constellations, interpreting the sketches of a hurried hand. Takes 2 people by the looks of it. Yeah? To wash a rock? Bathe it, she said. Whatever that means. Yeah, whatever that does mean. Bathe it. Probably, doesn't that just mean wash it? Unfortunate that it looks to require 2 people. I guess. Long after the fire's embers, Ameria is up and map musing. Wait, I do know that ridge. That's Apple Tree Land. Yeah, if it was just me, I feel like I'd leave tonight. Interesting. So we've gained 50 days by doing that. And I'm going to secure this place. So maybe that'll come up later, that we will find out what to do with this map that we found. Some of those events, like, don't manifest until later. Some of them have effects on, like, other campaigns in the future, so they're, like, extremely long-term things. I have no idea what that one is about. Who could use more armor? I'm gonna put it on Wardra. And then let's go get our 5th person for real this time. Hopefully somebody doesn't... These are all nasty. Are there any of these we want to cancel? I think I'm fine leaving these and preserving this for later. Oh, this is where it is. Okay, so we can go here to follow up on that stone quest. So after we grab this person, we'll do that. I like Tom with 2 M's. Tom can be the token guy in our group. Tom. New recruit for the Dreamers of Fortitude wanted. Must be willing to open treasure chests of questionable safety. Ask for Wardra Slipspout at the Shirasham Inn. Worth it. So we're just we just have putting out job offers now. We have 2 warriors, 1 mystic. Getting a 2nd hunter is probably still worthwhile. So what can he start with? Every time he kills an enemy, he gets to go into stealth mode for free, which is really powerful. This is a flash cone, which I'm probably not going to take flash cone. And while standing by a fire, his arrows get currently plus 0 damage because it's using potency for that. Plus 1 shred and start fires. Fire can't spread onto him. I think I'm going to take rogue because it's just consistently useful. Thank you, Tom. So let's go follow up on this stone note. Here's the dawn in autumn. Ameria discovered a strange rock buried on a lonesome lake isle. It weighed less than a pickle pot, but in her thoughts it became a mountain. For secreted in wax among its contours, she discovered a note, a map with drawn instructions. I know, you don't have to say so. So on an early fall morning, shadows on the land, making it all like a glimpse of another age, another world. On a morning like this one, the good green earth seems aware of our troubles, asks us with gentleness to wander. Will she embark? Maria, I was thinking about borrowing... Wait, where are you off to? She cannot go alone. Interesting. Who is she going to take? I think taking one of the warriors is probably the safer bet. So I'm going to take Marla, just because Marla's been showing up in the cutscenes for this, so it seems appropriate. But if they have to fight something, I definitely want one of the warriors there with her. While they are doing that, I can actually take the rest of the group to start scouting this place. So we're going to take these two, and or the two hunters and Mordra to go scout that. We have 200 days remaining again. Yeah, I'd stake my son's breakfast on it. This here's the place she means. Really done it now, haven't I? This gal's liable to fall in love with me now. Such a nuisance. A bright, cool day. I don't know why. I talk to you and feel listened to. I don't care what it looks like. It's nice. Should I worry about her? Amaria tenderly tucks the rock inside some weatherproof sacking. It's the end of the journey, almost. Marla feeds a frivolous fire. That man's not back. Good chance he cheated you. Been a long piece of the morning now, hasn't it? Oh, what are you doing there? Nothing? He's coming from the other direction? Not anything? Nope. Guess that's why I didn't spot him. How'd you know that I was there? Oh. Hate talking about it. Basically, I have an extended sense through the things around me. Sometimes it's entirely subconscious. She makes trees explode. No, that's the point, actually. I don't make them. Well, wow. You're like a wizard? And quite lovely to boot, if you don't mind me saying. Oh, so about the pool? Oh, well, yes, anyway, it's where I remember it being. Of course it was. Let's lunch, let me lie down a moment, and I'll hike with you back up there. Shouldn't take longer than a couple hours. We're still fit, aren't we? A mountainside's still nothing to our bones. This guy's got weird vibes. So after lingering for a late morning meal, the man, Orlok, whose ranch is nearest the mountain, leads them up it. Yeah, the rain'll move the rocks around sometimes, but it's never not the slopes I learned my herbs on. Chuckle of water, happy in its path. Damp newtly smells and the spicy aroma of cinder broom. All year round it sings its tune, just like this. Never frozen, never too warm or icy. Just like this. Wasn't so bad a hike. Whoops, now I see you went that way around. Been a holy place sometimes, when lots of holy places was a thing folks needed. Nowadays we don't think that way, but it is neat. Fed from deep below, I guess I've heard. It wasn't so good a hike either. I'm feeling fine. Its original name is one of those hefty to pronounce old words, but it's translated as Starfall Spring. Starfall Spring, Starfall Spring, Like it? You should see it at night. Know why it's called that? Here we go, get up here and you can scoot yourself down on your butt. Almost got to, it's so slippery. The rain-smoothed rock is salted with dirt and gravel. The mountain continues higher, where it can be heard battling tireless winds. Great boulders guard the water. Customs that you'll swim here when you're small. I was 4, I did. Brought my boy here when he was 6. But he was scared, never did it. Now he's a clunk, it makes sense. The fuck is a clunk? What do you... I don't like this guy. Wonder why. It doesn't feel... I don't feel anything overly special about it. The name, though, for some reason captures my imagination. So maybe that's what he means, yeah. I think, as for the name, just wait. It's from how it looks under the stars. Like someone knocked a few of them down to glimmer in the water like beautiful things. Like gemstones, I mean. So, but I do need to get back and check the ox isn't dead. I'll come along in a week's time. I'll bring supplies for you. You're one of those nice people, I guess. Weird. Well, I'd say we're fine, but I guess I should just, Here, maybe, yeah, burn some drift moss. I saw some down there. Burn it at the foot of the mountain and enjoy a cup of coffee. We're not weasels. We'll come haul things up. We'll look for smoke then. A week or 10 days make it. 10? Yes, but thank you for your outland gallantry and well, we'll see how it goes. Maybe it won't take so long, whatever you're doing, and you can come spend some time at my ranch. Sure, that could happen. Alright, watch me fall back down and break my... Nope, here we go. Okay, He's smitten, don't you think? No idea what you mean. Pretty sure of it, though. It's too awkward to even poke fun at. Maria studies her instructions once more as the pale light pinkens and passes from the sky. That will take time, too, to prepare a camp. And as night blossoms... Hey, Marla, come look. In a second, I was prepping a torch. The light of the world is our torch tonight. So Marla clambers up to gaze on something she'll remember the rest of her life. It's water, I guess. You're not having the reaction I expected. It just happened. Well, it was a moment ago, is all I mean, well after twilight, at some point. Assume it's pretty distracting. So as far as, as far as our whole stone bathing, this will be night 1. Oh, did you see the... Yep, they're hard to miss. Guess we're high up. And so it's night 1, we are trying this? I'm embarrassed suddenly. I get it, but it was the whole thing, right? Yeah, so here. She reaches out, lets the rock down in one palm until it floats, and pulls her arm back. The water feels weird, warmer than air. A phantom sensation lasts on the skin, even after Ameria withdraws her hand, like an invisible current churning. Didn't feel like that earlier. Yeah? Anyway, we bathe this rock? We start to try and bathe it, yeah. And that's what they'll do. Holding it under, pouring water over it with their cupped hands, watching the water stream off its gleaming, smooth surfaces, the buoyant stone fights submersion. The wind-up taking shifts, inevitable boredom and mounting exhaustion turn what first seemed a whimsical task into a muscle-chewing challenge. And that's night 1. Ugh, yeah. One night to another, evening to midnight to the black early hours. The sun peeks in like a puzzled friend each morning, pitying their cold bones in that cramped mountain crook. Sometimes among mindless stretches of task they feel peace. Sometimes the world's beauty beats on the hardened senses of even its worst worn and weariest, waves on a rocky coast. Reduces the resistances, reveals dark, fresh awe where studied, sun-bleached impressions of things had seemed so solid and permanent. This rock better be worth it for them. Like, they're going through a lot of trouble for this rock. We could definitely be being pranked by a ghost. There are some pranksters in this game. It's 12 days on, overcast at noon. That grinning man, Orlok, returns. Figured you wouldn't see my smoke, so I just carried these things up myself. Wee-ho! Wee-ho. They take the night off to talk and eat together, enjoying the bread, meat, and wine he's brought. So I did rummage a little, asked the widow who now keeps the red orchard, and I pruned from her a little sprig of lore I hadn't heard, that this pool was in fact made by a star that fell to earth, long, long ago, in the youth of sands and water. It's certainly in the name. I don't... Wait, you mean because it's Starfall Spring? You think that... Could that be what it means? The following morning, he's up before both of them. Oh, you're packed up. Oh. What? Well... Okay, well, listen. I should probably clear something up. No, I'll go first. I have to apologize to you. I probably made you think. An Orlok ranch owner and unfailing Windy Heart gives grim accounting of his casually onleading ways and the beloved wife he has at home, who is not at all deceased, as he may have implied on first meeting Emeria and Marla. Holy shit. This guy's just like a flirty mountain hermit. Wow, what the fuck, dude? He stoops as he trudges down the mountain, heavy still with the weight of his confession. What the fuck, dude? Yeah, exactly. That is... What? This is so much funnier because she has dog face. Like... Oh my god. They'll return to the rhythm of their labors. Poor lady. Ah, why were you born this way, Orlok, you scoundrel, you heartbreaker? Yeah, why were you... Motherfucker. Several nights pass, and they've continued taking their turns, bathing with the rock and drying it by the fire. So... Doesn't feel like this needed both of us, though I suppose with the pain of the labor, it has. Hey. Crackle? Sprack? Flop? Oh shit. Oh shit. I think the rock is a little guy. If it's a little guy, it'll all have been worth it. What'd you... Oops. What? The little rock beast paddles and hauls itself ashore. Got bored, I guess. Oh. He's waggling. I should go? At this point? Yeah. Follow it, you mean? Go, I'll catch up. Already Emeria has to hurry, leaping down the night boulders on a pathless scramble to who knows where. This is... We're still going, I guess. So these people are still up doing it. What an incredible turn of events we've had. I like that you can see the Starfall Spring on the map too. It could still be a prank by a ghost, but at this point it's an incredibly... The story alone is worth it. I'm glad we met the weird mountain man, heartbreaker, playboy, fuckboy, Orlok. So yeah, just follow this down there. Okay, they have revealed this. Can they take on this fight by themselves? Interesting. I think I'm going to have them try and hope this doesn't go terrible. We have our two least experienced members here. And Wardra. Yeah, I mean, she's pretty strong, is the thing. And the fights so far have not been super difficult. So I think she can do this. Roofs peak above the edge of the cliffs where the old grove to honor dead gods still stands. The dull quiet tells a dreadful story. Alright, taking bets. Which gives out first, my lungs or my legs? I call legs. It's what you do, I guess, if you've got something precious. You make it defensible. Seems like they tried, huh? Wardra doesn't quite listen. Her eyes comb the hillside. Until something catches them. Hey, Wardra. Anyone else here, Not even thinking, is she? What? Yeah, sorry, I'll be right back. Huh? But wait. Tom catches up to Wardra on a nearby ridge. Thought I spotted something. Guess you did. Dark, this opening leads into the hill, going further out than they can see. Weak drafts wander in and out. It's a cave. You two just wanted some alone time, or what? There's noise along the path, which probably we should be together. What's up there? Cave. Yeah? And what, is that a good thing you're saying? Probably goes somewhere. If it doesn't, I'll figure it out quick. Said you heard noises up trail? Scraping sort of noises. No definite clue as to what they mean, though. Interesting. So we can go for the cave or continue up the passage. Trying the tunnel shows us that there is a dice roll happening, but does not show us the odds of success, which is a little concerning. But again, I like to... It seems more interesting to go through the cave. So that's what we're going to do. You can't find a tunnel, then not go in the tunnel, huh? Exactly. Literally what I'm saying is, like, if you find a tunnel, you kind of have to explore it. Otherwise, the regret of what could have been in the tunnel will just kind of hang over you forever. The way winds and branches, forcing decisions in the dark. Tom? Hate stepping where I hate not seeing where I'm stepping. Is it just a space, or is our breathing this loud all the time? Are we getting somewhere? I'm making decisions. Take over if you want. Tom holds the lead, grumbling the whole way. And finally... Someone's workshop? Someone who didn't take any of their tools. Outside, the silence is incomplete. Thumps, growls, and snuffing noses. Means we're probably surrounded, but we may have the element of surprise. There's good materials here, sitting unused. We shouldn't leave them to the dust. Wouldn't be right. Get some materials, and we begin in stealth. Interesting. Bring Wardra up here and just guard. Open the door. Oh shit. It's a bad door to open. Why don't you... Why don't you just pull back? Oh yeah, it looks like this big guy can go through the doors. So that's good to know. I'm going to focus that. Get the damage from our fire axe on that. Okay, I'm less worried. I was worried when I saw the big Bogmore, but I think we can handle this. I don't want to get killed by these raccoons, though. Yeah, it's a nasty enemy, but just being able to like focus it and burst it down early has been really helpful. Actually, I can take you into stealth just because you're hurt. Take Tom over here to shoot this. Wardra, why don't you go kill that? Yeah, because she can kill one of these in one hit. And then Tom, if you can finish it off. Nice, okay. It's a little scary, but not a huge problem. This would give us poison as an action. I don't really need this for anybody. I could put it on Tom, but I think because it's offhand, he could only use it for his dagger. I think. I'm just gonna salvage it for stuff. I'm gonna be very scared when these start showing up. Because that's a big nasty bear. And that gave us plus 50 days. And we can secure this place. Oh, we're following up on this. You know, I can't go forever. Our little friend is still leading us on somewhere. Feet fumbling, light failing. By tonight it will be 2 full days they've been walking. Don't know why or what I'm expecting from you, though. I don't know. Grockle. What happened? He must have listened. He just buried himself in the ground. Rock will probably just open back up, don't you think? On her own. Oh, excuse me. Rock is a girl rock. Or we chuck it around until it does. Well, it's just one of us could have bottled up some of that spring water. I obviously could have at some point, but I'm the one who woke the thing up. Anyway, don't blame me. I was naked. I wasn't saying fatigue and frayed nerves soon drive them to silence, then to sleep. Sprack. But dawn glows on the dew-shining crest of an alert stone head. What? Already go? Except... I'll pack the camp up this time. You go. You go first. Sure. Alright. That's unnecessary, but okay. They trek over the scrubby feet of mountains onto sheets of yellow-gray fieldland. The threadbare fields are clutched up onto the knees of thinning hills. On these wind-hollowed hills, Ameria and Marla trace the path of their unflagging, small-striding guide. How many nights is this? 6? That's too low. Since the pool? I think it's 9, or 7 or 8. Could be 12. Yeah. Resisting the urge to move it, you know? Surprise it when it wakes up. Could really put it somewhere weird. The long, slow chase ends the following morning. They are hidden from a cloudy sky by musky woods. The rockling stops. How long's it just been? A few moments. What's it showing us? Don't know. I keep waiting for a... Unreality veers close to being. They see a hanging image, a light swarm, a memory. The specter of a home that bitterly had stood well before the towns they know, well before the wood. It was a fearful place for the girl who lived there, a place she couldn't leave. For though she was born a blissful, ember-fond girl, she became something else instead. She became a girl chased by wildfire, a girl tangled, chewed by flames. But the glowing jaws clenched round her knees. Her parents pried them free, brought her back over the hills to the house, and here left her living in the care of Spring. Spring entrusted her to Summer. Summer hid her in fragrant shade for Fall to find. Grandmother Winter visited with rain to cool her painful feet, and none of them once allowed this girl to starve. 3 years there wound together like roots, wild-fed and weather-blessed. Nights, when the inside of the house was darkest, she was happiest. She'd wait for twilight up on Clovertop Hill, scowling down moonrise but welcoming stars. And one such night she saw a powerful thing. To the mountain she followed, where she'd seen the thing plummet, 20 days on young brittle legs, to the rim of a crater which was brimming with star melt, and a drifting there stone opened up before her eyes. The orphan girl Baladidia met little Ogogan that day, Ogogan out of darkness. Ogogan whose mother, the night, must have adopted this girl, and thereafter they were sisters on an every path adventure, lucky and free, looked on by unnumbered family. Did a mystic flame flare in the girl's scarred heart, bringing that stone alive? Or was it the stone that instilled in her its celestial power? An answer never mattered to either of them. The orphan Baladidia Mason became Baladidia the Starken Child, a shadow-given rambler, a solver of troubles, a crafter of miracles. And to her dear ones, always a guardian. Until the final night, when she left this world alone. She was a young woman who never went home. A Gogan. You know, these woods... I think these woods are strange. How so? Not that I disagree. I have dreams sometimes where I'm on a hilltop, and they come and start building walls around me. A bunch of nobody people. For some reason, I just watch. In this forest... dunno. Yeah, there's this image to me of roots, the tree roots going down deeper than the ground, and they come out the other side, and our trees there too, but yeah, you kind of get a sense too. It's like a kitchen. Stale arguments stand still there for generations. Wants us to go? She wants us to? Would you want to stay for whatever reason? Me? Sometimes I'd like to be a heron beetle, or just a heron. A heron beetle. Something that flies away, oblivious, flies away, and people watch it and say, ah, it's good omen. What about you now? We know what you wanted us to know, I think. Was that the whole thing? Your story? About your... would you call her your big sister? The truth thing. Somebody once said something like, truth is for mocking. Any other treatment quickly becomes too sad. I feel like that, kind of, now. Sad stuff. You're welcome to keep wandering along in our story, your story, with us. I don't know if... Why? She's welcome to travel with us, is all I'm saying. I mean, isn't she? So I think this is choosing who this little starstone creature will team up with. Or I can just have her go on her own little thing. I think she gets to go with Amaria. This has kind of been Amaria's thing. And Marla has her own stuff going on. We're neither of us overly loud people, And it might be that this celestial traveler remembers a voice in her sleep. A woman's voice, her arms, after so long listening to the cold of the lake. The quiet sounds of her caring. And even time she spoke her heart, knowing her voice struck something that was likely as earless, mindless as a pathstone. It might be that a Gogan remembers all that, or it might not. Perhaps Amaria will one day ask. Or I suppose it's also possible this was always the plan. Baladidia, that ancient mystic, she left her friend behind. Yes, to be woken and to live again, but also to find another person to walk next to. Oh. Oh shit, we're back here. I remember you offering us a roof sometime. I still think the likeliest explanation of all... I guess that's his wife. Fucking Orlok. Is that she can't help herself. She just likes you. Dawn over the house will shimmer, no different than it did the day they set out, but all three of them return changed. The journeys taken, the wonders witnessed and wrought, carve new wrinkles in the face and heart. Wow. What a story. Holy shit. Um, I was not expecting all of that when we first dug up the rock. I'm glad we went through with it. Yeah, it was a lot. It was, but now we have a Gogan. The Gogan is now just following Emeria. And she grants this passive. When Emeria leaves a tile, 40% chance to make the tile celestial, and grant 10% accuracy to allies standing on it. But yeah, that was a very long and drawn out quest with a lot of weird twists. Wow. I wonder how else that can go if you like end up doing other stuff. Like if I had taken the book, would that have also been some kind of weird quest? They're still doing this. We can go... Actually, I should probably have everybody join up here. The Woodland Seer has canceled an incursion. Sleep well tonight. Have no cares. I am watching. So normally what would have happened at this point is a group of enemies would have spawned on the map and gone to like attack one of the towns. But because Whaley can see the future and is watching out for everybody, she has canceled it, so we don't have to deal with the towns coming under attack right now. It won't happen every time. Sometimes we will have to deal with that, but... Ooh, Tom and Rotha are now rivals. Interesting. I think that makes sense. They're the two newbies, and they're, they both joined at the same time. They're both hunters. So it makes sense that they are rivals now. We got some bracelets that give stunt chance. Who do I want to give this to? I'll give it to Tom. So we can go here next. Before that, I'm going to take a quick break, so I'm going to be back in just a moment. I'm just going to leave it here, and I will be back shortly, and we'll go deal with more of this stuff. Okay. We have 157 days left before we have to do this. So let's scout this place out with everybody. This is a deepest place, which means that clearing it won't actually get us more time. This place says it's infested by gorgons, but I don't have a way in. I would have to build a mountain pass, which actually takes a while, I think. So it might actually not be worth doing this right now. Well, we'll do it, and then we'll go to the altar. I'm hopeful that once we do that altar, that like either our time resets or that's like the end of the time limit that we have. Because if there's something else after that we have to do on the same time limit, that's going to be a problem probably. But we'll see. We'll take it as it comes. This is it. I guess this is it. Great loaves of sandstone pile here, under green boughs that block the sun. Trees stand like family gathered to feast. They hide a tunnel mouth in their tangled toes. Careful, no one slept much with that wind going all night. I hear something down there. A hasty procession forms, following Ameria down into the lair of darklings and deep dwellers. Pulses of sound squeeze up the carven passage. The cave air is dank, almost filmy, leaves its damp smell on the skin. Sagging notes of a horn struggle to float in here. It's music of a kind. Softly, we're not far. The tune dives and rises, flails and sinks. As they reach the cave's great chamber, the song subsides with a final wail. They witness a hulking, horn-blowing deepest, tossing its instrument into the flames. Daelig Dine, Ag Balthak Og, Ag Shevian Strigastroon. Ameria? Shh, I don't know. Unwashed bodies, burning wicks, and mold. They reek, a heady, muddling mix. The deepest woman fills the small space with her harsh, rocky syllables. We can observe the ritual or storm in and end it. I think we're going to just observe for now. There's no reason to decide to attack these people. For a moment, the cult woman's language shifts. Her tone recitative? I don't know how to pronounce that. Full of ceremony. Stone-sharing god of the long ago lost, we receive your hungry orphans all, who from your depths were tossed. The statue sits silent. It's the focus of her address. Out rhythmic words pound, rustling the fungus flames. The attendants behind the woman sway, transfixed. Daelig Dane, Ag Bathak Og, Ag Shevian Strigastroon. And then the statue gazes back. Ameria. Wait, might as well see what's happening. Now? We going in now? The cult woman softens to wheedling. The presence in the statue seems to listen. Old Lord of Dungeon Deep, God of the long ago lost, your reviled children find home with us. Bring them up. A wordless beat goes by, fire the only thing that breathes. The isle stays stony and severe. Idle, not isle. The idol stays stony and severe. Then weird light grows in its belly. swells and brightens. A high-pitched hum bleeds into hearing, like a ringing in the ears that intensifies until it erupts. Clash. A blinding flash, a deafening blast. The cave shakes a moment longer, all the stones possessed of a tremorous, playful madness. The reverberating clatter almost sounds like high laughter, the laughter of children. Shards of cavern rock shorn from the walls begin to sprout limbs and voices and move. The statue's eyes are once again black. Clutter along, little orphans. Jostle along, if you please. There's bones to gnaw, there's blood to drink. This was stupid. Right, let's grind them out. They charge as one into the crowded blue-lit scene. I don't know why we're attacking them, just because they're summoning horn children from the depths. It seems rude. I think if we had interrupted them, these would not be here. But they're just children. Just nasty little rock goblin children. I can throw out this poison and it'll get all of them, so yeah. And then she can still act, so I can try to shoot that one and miss. You come up and go into guard mode. Tom, you can get a shot off on this one. Wardra, you can also go Guardian mode. And Maria, what do you have access to? Discus would be good. That pins an enemy. Bone Lance would be good if they were closer, because I could get through several of them at once. I'm going to go for the Discus. It's what I like about the magic system in this, is that you always have to look at your surroundings to determine what you even have access to. Nice. Oh yeah, incredible value for the poison. It's wonderful. These are the deepest, who we have fought once before. They're kind of like weird mushroom cave-dwelling people that live in like the dark depths of the earth. They aren't the main antagonist of this campaign. There's another campaign that is all about them that is pretty interesting. Let's see. Can you... She can't throw it that far. How far can you throw this? That would only get her. It's actually a pretty large AoE too. Okay, just shoot this. And you can go up here and kill it. Horn children are annoying. I'm not as worried about them because they only have like 1 hit point each. I think this Merc Mother can actually summon more of them, so it's probably best to get rid of her as quick as possible. What do we have? I can't quite reach that. Nothing super good. Let's grab this and flare it to blind them. So that'll kill those two. Then we can attack again. Yeah, Warch is just becoming incredibly powerful. I think both of our warriors are very, very capable of killing enemies one-on-one. And these should just die. Cool. I think warriors might also level faster. Either that or it's just because Marla has been in more combat than anybody else. I don't need a shield. But Marla's leveled up again. This is the thing that makes somebody run away. Tinker, once per combat as a swift action, she grants 3 armor and 2 warding to herself or a nearby ally for 2 turns. Sentinel replaces Guardian, and it lets her leap up to 2 tiles in order to intercept a foe who passes by. So this gives her a longer range and lets her move before doing a reaction strike. Or I can upgrade her Wolf Claw. Which gives +1 base damage and scales twice as much with damage and potency. This is nice long term if she's going to go full wolfy. So I'm going to take this. She's going to get better at wolf. Things got noisy. What was all that? Mysteries all around, I'm afraid. Ameria approaches the statue. Daelig Dane, she kept chanting. Daelig Dane. Those myths go round, of the stone-shearing god. I love the stories, and I hate them. Lean on them, but I hate that feeling of wanting to believe what I know is stupid, unworthy of my reaching eyes, my pawing soul, wasted kneading of those warm, nether-flung lies. They find little else of note. +4 retirement age. So yeah, if we wanted to get here, we would have to build a mountain pass, which I don't think we're going to take the time to do right now. Just let all that stay as it is. Hello, Midnight Lemon. Welcome. Hello. How are you doing? We're playing Wildermyth. It's a very narrative-heavy kind of tactics RPG. And right now we're about to go... oh, we got a cloak. Who's going to get this cloak? Oh, you like it? Awesome. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games for sure. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games, and I played it a lot a while ago, and I've played it a few times. Like every now and then, I come back to it, and I've just started completely over. So I wiped out my legacy. I backed it up, but I wiped it out locally, and have started over with Age of Ulstryx, the first campaign. We're just kind of working our way through it. I'm gonna give this to Wardra. She looks very cool. So I'm probably not going to deal with this. Instead, I'm going to go... Let's just go try and deal with this altar. Because we only have 100 days left. Yeah, it's one of my favorite games. This is... Okay, we made it with 37 days left. So I guess it's good we didn't take time to do the rest of that. But yeah, it's one of my favorite games. This is obviously not like, it's not my favorite campaign, but I like to start with it. And then we'll get to the more interesting ones later. Okay, so this is the final fight of the chapter. I think my favorite one is either either the moth one or all the bones of summer, the dragon one. Those are both my two big favorites, but I like them all. I wasn't imagining this. My treasure senses are all jangling, folks. We're definitely in the right place. Have we decided who gets the spear yet? The cavern of the sea spear lies at the heart of a magnificent canyon. Sides of the canyon are smooth and sheer, marbled blue and pink, molded and mushed by the hands of titans when the world was clay. Now the stone is hard and sharp and glows. Yeah, Eluna and the Moth, that's the one. Yeah, those are both like really incredible campaigns, and I'm excited to get to those later. The Cavern of the Sea Spear. Oh, I already read that part. But the canyon's deep places are strung with fragrant, clear waterfalls and ruffled greenery. The mouth of the cave is hidden in damp shadow and fern-feathered shade, but Wardra spots it and leads the way inside. Smell that? Doesn't it remind you of somewhere? It smells like the ocean. Careful, there's holes. Don't know how deep they go. Wardra follows her own echoes into the dripping depths. No eye has scraped these walls in centuries. The air is pickled and still. It's smoother down here, but look at the ceiling. It seems to go up and up. Something's glinting, too. Slime or something, hopefully not alive. It's cold, sinking to your bones kind of cold. Can't wait to get out of here, jump in a hot bath. Tom, this looks like the end of the tunnel. Carved and firm and ancient. Okay. Let's just have Wardra pop open the door. Oh, cool. Calabyne. Towering, reeking of algae and old water, it stalks sedately on its stony limbs while the world quakes. Yeah. Yeah, this is a big one. Here's a sea spear's cradle behind it. Guess we're gonna get up in its face and start beating the shit out of it. Can't quite get up to it with Marla right now. So I'm just going to wall up here so that I'll be able to attack it next turn. Amaria, is there anything you can do from here? Actually, if you go back here... we can start attacking this from the back as well, which will make it easier to hit it from the front. No damage, but it did poison it, so I guess that's something. Tom, you can... Okay. Marla, can you get up here? She has Shield Shear, which will let me take out some of its armor, which is the big problem. And her Wolf Claw actually does more damage than her spear now. Nice. Wow. She tore it apart. Awesome. Alright, let's get what we came for. It's here, the Sea Spear. The air in the chamber is clear and almost sweet. The corpse of the great guardian shrivels inside its carapace. Wardra approaches the edifice. The spear is glass-like, grand. It radiates legacy and power. It's just strange. What can this thing really mean to them? Thought about that. So, what if our myth of a hero queen with a spear to save the seas isn't really our myth at all? What if it's theirs? So it's kind of an emblem to them, maybe, of a past hero. As Wardra grips the spear, a noise begins to grow in the outer tunnels. It's the noise of feet and hooves, of tortured lungs shoveling air, and the slickering squelch of creeping things. By the sound of it, a horde of Gorgon beasts is pouring towards the chamber. We need to hope they don't cut off our escape. Even I don't believe we'll survive if we stay here. So we've gotten the Sea Spear, and we can actually use this as a weapon, and I think it is only appropriate that we give it to Wardra, because she's the one who has been kind of messed with by these Gorgons, and, you know, has the insight into their whole deal. Marla can't even hold it because it's a two-handed weapon. So I think we're going to give it to Wardra, and this will replace her fire axe with this water spear. The nice effect of this is that if we stunt with it, it refunds an action point. So that's pretty cool. It also just does way more damage and has higher range. And now our only goal is to escape. So enemies will be... does the stunt effect have a limit at all? I think... so I think currently she can't actually... Wardra doesn't have the perk that lets her attack multiple times per turn. So I think she would get an action point back, but I don't think she would be able to attack again, unless I'm wrong about that. But if she did have that, I think you could keep doing it. I'm not sure, actually. When it's level up, it's strong in a different way. Interesting. Yeah, because I know you can upgrade that further, which we will definitely be doing if we can make it through the... If we can make it out of this alive, and we'll have the opportunity to upgrade everybody's gear, we'll look at upgrading that spear as well. We also need to give our newbies, Tom and Rotha, some stuff, because they have nothing, essentially. But, yeah. Marla is probably going to... If she gets her second wolf arm, we won't even have to worry about weapons for her. But we do need to get everybody good armor. Awful noises and rank smells rush out of the dark. Well, I'm not going to die in a salty press with you. They sound numberless. Ideas? We're not trapped. They're entering from a different tunnel. Well, if he's right, our way might still be open. Let's avoid as much fighting as we can. Want me to lead? Escape is the only option. The game is very explicitly telling you, Gorgons will keep coming, you need to escape, you can't just kill them all. So, we need to get here. They will be spawning from here, and this place is probably already kind of full of enemies. I'm going to take Rotha and put her into stealth, and I'm going to move Tom up, also put him into stealth. Yeah. I will. Thank you for the advice. I actually would request a minimum of backseating, but yes, it is good advice. It's our first Geist that we're seeing, which is a big scary bear. Marla, can you run up here? If we get Wardra here... Amaria, you can link with this and kill that. Not great that this is here. It's kind of a bad place for that to have happened. So I think everybody's going to take a little bit of damage going through there. Who can get furthest up? Well, let's get Tom. Yeah, Tom, you're just going to have to eat this damage. I get it. Not great. I think if you go here, you can silk step over that. How far can you make it? I would like to kill this. I think now we can just kind of make a break for it. no problem. Just get everybody out. Easy peasy. Do we need this shield? Not really. And Wardra is now level 3. What do we have? We have this knockaway to push enemies. More reaction strikes would be really good on her, because she's been doing a lot of good with those. After successful kill, Wardra's allies gain +2 speed for this in the following turn, or let her go into reaction after every turn, even if she attacks. I think I'm going to go for this, and then she'll just always be able to do that. We left that canyon and cave behind, the enemy's treasure in our hands. We should be joyful, but we know a clash is coming. The truth is tough chewing. We're at war, us few who know it. Winning one hill doesn't decide anything. We can only hope this small victory buys us time. And 10 years of peace follow. Get rid of some of those. During the years of peace, there were nights, several of them in a given year. Nights when, climbing high, little Agogan seemed to glimpse a familiar face, past the moon and across millennia. The fighting instincts that served Wardra so well on the battlefield served her slightly less well in the taverns. She was only permanently banned from one of them. A traveling salesman won Rotha's heart with a steady stream of gifts. Gorgeous, and the fella ain't half bad either. So this is Rotha's boyfriend now. While out for an evening stroll, Marla accidentally locked eyes with the forest squirrel. In the long years ahead, it would prove a tolerable companion and comfort in her old age. Wardra and Rotha enjoyed talking about the old days over a campfire. Wardra would always exaggerate how many monsters she had slain at each battle, but Rotha didn't feel the need to correct her. Whaley Gamel and Marla Strack's daughter has reached adventuring age. Janla Strack has joined the Dreamers of Fortitude as a hunter. So Whaley and Marla had a daughter, apparently, and this is her, and now she's part of our crew as a hunter, which is awesome. What is she going to start with? I like Ambush for the Overwatch style ability. +1 speed and let her activate dodge could be useful and save her. What do I want? I'm gonna go for Ambush. And we can advance Marla's transformation by giving her Wolf Leg, which is, it's weird that we're going left side, kind of a weird transformation, but sure, yes. We're obviously going Wolf Leg. So this is the spear that we got, which it looks like we actually can't upgrade further. We have, these people are still using basic bows, so they definitely need something, and I think we can skip them ahead to tier 2. Yeah. So let's do that. Give you a tier 2 bow. Give you a tier 2 bow. And you all need armor. Plus 20 stunt chance until stunt is pretty good. Higher dodge chance is good. And this is like heavier armor. When hidden gains potency, that might actually be good for Tom, because Tom has rogue, which puts him into hiding a lot. So let's do that for you. Rotha, you can get... I'm going to take this for the crit chance. Who else? I'm not going to upgrade Marla's weapon. Janla could use a new bow. We have too many hunters now. Spend a legacy point to get her upgraded armor. Let's at least get everybody with some armor and weapons. Some storms batter compromise into combative neighbors. Grudges are no shelter in bitter weather. The rains had been falling for a full week, with brief interludes of tense massing clouds and dripping branches. Mountain snows melted and water roared from the heights. The seas whirled and rung at the shores, flung waves ever further. Rivers conquered their banks and marched wider. Valleys turned to huge brackish lakes. Lowland woods and the dams of dry times were swept away as creatures of all shapes and kinds sought escape from churning floods. You think our Ulstryx poisoned the weather after all this time? Why? How? With what? I'm telling you, it's... Well, who else could have done this? Nothing's ever made sense about this, but... Oh, someone at the door. The strange party of visitors begs a fire. They appear to be on edge here in a common dwelling, and also very soggy. Arnon, you say we're natural allies. Care to explain? The haggard man beneath the horns, calling himself Arnon, takes a long breath and turns to address Rotha and the rest. Ask my wife. Ask my wife. She sent me. Can you believe that? At my advanced age? I grew up here in Cooperhaven, you know. It looks different. His two underlings shift and resettle their garments as they dry out. Must be about the flooding. Ah? You know why the... No, everyone knows. It's those Tentaclasts, the Gorgons. They bring ruin on us all. Which Gorgons? They're blue. That checks out. But I mean, who's there? The Gorgons are flooding the world. They've set it in motion and it can't be stopped. Almost. How? None of this should be possible. I mean, the rain, the melt, the sea. You're right, it shouldn't be. The great balance should be unassailable. But somehow they've thrown it over. So the torrents fall, the seas thrash, the soil seeps black down our warrens. It is Ulstryx. I knew it would be. Ulstryx, no, it's the Gorgons, I'm saying. The beasts have our warren hemmed in. My wife's inside, dry and warm. You need to talk to her. Hemmed in, but you slipped by them? It's why it had to be me. I'm a master at looping the light. I tend to be missed. And you have some kind of good faith offering, or... I've got some mushed bread. You don't want my dew cheese. He certainly gives us an option. A strange one, but this weather, these floods... What else can we go on? If you want to watch the world sink beneath the rising sea, watch all land things perish, then you're exactly where you need to be. But if you see sense... Arnon thuds a lump of soaked fabric on the table. Here's a... Oh, it's wet. I mean, it's a map. Sorry, it'll dry all crinkly. Follow the map, come to our warren. There, learn for yourselves how you can deflect this drowning doom, and these lands all save. The shadows deepen. With that, we're in Chapter 3, which I think is the final chapter of this campaign. But that's where we're going to call it here for now. Thank you for coming and watching as we proceed through this first campaign of Wildermyth. Next time we'll pick it up here and go meet this guy's wife and figure out what we can do to stop the world from being flooded, which is happening quite literally. If we look at the top, a tile will flood in 150 days because the Gorgons are drowning the world. Here, our hometown is flooded, hometown of Shirosham. It's flooded, which means it provides no resources, and it takes longer to travel through. And that'll keep happening the longer we take to get to where we need to go. But I think that is going to be it for me today, so let me save. And let me find somebody to raid us over to. I think we can go... Where do we go? We can raid... We can raid chess. Video chess is playing more RuneScape, so let's go over there and be nice as she's scaping some runes. I don't know. But bye everybody, bye.